Hey, this is Crystal Swirls, Reloaded. And the name of this video is Being True to Myself. For those of you who don't know, me and Dan are no longer together. And that came about due to my own decision. That came about because I decided to listen to my heart and be real with myself about how I feel about him. And, the way I feel about him is that I think he is a great person, but we're just not compatible. And that's the most I'm going to say regarding that situation. Now, compatibility is a major factor in determining if you're going to stay with someone. If you're not compatible, in whatever way that is, the best thing to do is to move on and don't waste your time or any more of that person's time. And, I just wanted my subscribers to know my status right now, which is single. I'm single and I'm working on myself. My weight loss journey is going at a slow but steady pace. And I'm doing things like I'm about to get my driver's license and learn my way around. And, once I do that, which is going to be this week, once I do that, I will be out there in the public. I won't be sheltered anymore. I won't be stuck in the house because I don't have my driver's license. I will most likely meet somebody while I'm out and about. So, I'm not rushing anything. I am not predicting anything because when the time is right, the right person will come into my life. The beautiful thing I like about swirling is that there is unlimited options. You're only limited by what you allow yourself to be limited by. So I am in no rush to meet the man that I plan on being with for the rest of my life because I feel like he's out there. And I feel like I need to work on myself more. So when I do meet him, I will be at my best as far as looking good, feeling good, and, being in a place where I am ready to receive the person that I'm destined to be with. I want all of you out there to follow that rule, the number one rule, which is be true to yourself. A lot of people are in relationships, marriages, where they are not compatible with their spouse or partner, and they find themselves not happy. So, in order to avoid that whole situation, it would have been better if, in the beginning of the relationship, or before it went to that next level, it would have been better if they would have been true to themselves and they would have honestly asked themselves, is this person really compatible with me? A lot of times we overlook things that really matter to us in order to save the relationship. And I think a lot of times people find themselves in that situation and they overlook things that deep in their heart they feel they shouldn't overlook, and it's going to jeopardize their happiness. I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be a person who is completely at peace with my decision on who I spend my life with. Dan is a great guy. I'm not taking that away from him. But, me being true to myself comes before anything else. in this world. And if I feel like I am not completely compatible with someone, I'm not going to drag it out and put on a fake front in order to please that person or try to paint this picture that is simply not true. So I advise all you people out there to be true to yourself in all areas, whether it's with family, friends, relationships, yourself. That's the only way you're going to find true happiness. I cannot live in a state of not being true to myself. It's the worst feeling in the world, especially if someone else is involved. So please follow that golden rule. Be true to yourself, and everything else will fall into place. Right now, I'm not in a rush to jump into a relationship because I know I have to lose more weight. I have to work on not just my health and my fitness, but my mental conditioning, my emotional health. And once I do that, I'll be ready to receive Mr. Right. But right now, it's just time for me to detox, evaluate myself, and just keep working on crystal swirls. You know? And when I'm ready to be in a relationship again, my heart will tell me so. But right now, I am in a place where I am completely happy just being alone right now and working on myself and completing goals that I always wanted to complete, like getting my driver's license and learning my way around instead of being a hermit stuck in the house. I'm working on my fitness, which is to lose more weight, become more toned, and, more happy with myself physically. And I'm also in a place where I'm building my self-esteem and I'm being at peace with just having a relationship with myself. Loving myself and appreciating myself, because I know once I do that, I'll be in a state where someone else will be able to do that for me as well. But first, I need to do that for myself. I know a lot of people out there are disappointed that it didn't work out for me and Dan, and we would still be together if I did not break things off. But unfortunately, that's not the way things worked out. I broke things off because I realized me being true to myself comes before anything else. I'm at peace with my decision. I'm at peace where I am right now. I am exactly where I need to be, which is in a state of self-reflection, leveling up, and working on the law of attraction, which is to attract the kind of man that has all the things that I want in a mate. I know nobody is perfect, but, if it's something that I feel that it's a big enough of a deal to make me say that we're not compatible, then we're not compatible. And then that's when I need to just keep it real with myself and proceed forward and find that person that is compatible with me. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. And maybe one day you'll find yourself in my situation. And if you do, search your heart and you will find the answer that you're looking for. Same way I did. It hurt to let Dan go, but it would have hurt more to drag it out and end up not being happy because we're not compatible. So everybody, just stay true to yourself. Thank you for all of the support that you've given me and Dan. And if there's anything that you want to say to Dan or myself, you can leave it in the comment section because I'm pretty sure he checks the comment sections. And I'm sure that Dan will find a very nice woman that will appreciate him and love him. It just wasn't me. I appreciate Dan and I do love him, but compatibility for me, it means more. Sometimes love is not enough. You have to be compatible. That's just the way it is in my book. Sometimes love just is not enough. If you're not compatible with that person, it's not going to work. And I think a lot of people are in relationships where they're not compatible with that person. And, they lie to themselves and they waste their time. They waste that person's time. And then they end up in these really fucked up situations when all they would have had to do was before the relationship got to the next level, which usually leads to marriage or, a permanent situation. If they would have just been real with themselves and said, you know what, this is not going to work for me. We're not compatible. If they would have just said that, they could have avoided a lot of wasted time. I made a video called Time Wasters. And I also made a video called Next, which runs along the lines of this video. So don't waste any more of your precious time not being true to yourself. That's not to say that the other person is a bad person. No, that has nothing to do with the other person. You see, this whole thing about being true to yourself, it has more to do with you. And that's what I want to emphasize. Being true to yourself, it does not reflect the other person at all. As a matter of fact, the other person has nothing to do with it. It all boils down to who you see in the mirror. And can you live with yourself every day with the decision that you've made? And that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of this whole video. Like, share, subscribe, and please don't forget to comment. And most of all, don't forget to be true to yourself. This is Crystal Swirls Reloaded. I'll see you on my next one.